Is big data analytics. So in this chapter we'll be dealing with what is big data analytics, then classification of analytics, then why big data analytics is important, then various terminologies that are used in the big data environment like in-memory analytics, in database processing, then symmetric multiprocessing system, then massive parallel processing system, then shared nothing architecture, CAP theorem, and few analytics tools that are available in the market. So to deal with, let us go for the definition for big data analytics. So what do you mean by big data analytics? So big data analytics is a process of examining large data sets of big data to explore the hidden patterns and also to explore unknown correlations that exist between the variables. And also the big data analytics helps us to find out better customer services so that we can satisfy the customers better. And also it helps, the analytic findings will help for the business people in order to find new products, better services, so that improved operational and effective service can be provided to the customers. Then classification of analytics. The big data analytics can be classified into analytics 1.0, analytics 2.0 and analytics 3.0. Then what do you mean by analytics 1.0? Analytics 1.0 is usually descriptive analytic, and here the year of technology between 1950s to 2009 is referred as analytics 1.0. Then analytics 2.0 is an era between 2005 to 2012. Then analytics 3.0 is from 2012 to till date. So whatever technology have been explored with respect to the big data, they are classified like this. Then analytics 1.0, we call it as a descriptive statistics. So it focuses on descriptive statistics. So what do you mean by descriptive statistics? Here the statistics are considered reports on events, then occurrences, etc. of the past. So statistics will consider the data that is just on the report, whatever report is there within the organization, that is considered like ERP system, then CRM systems, then third party applications. So those things are considered and the things are predicted. Then in analytics 2.0, it is descriptive plus predictive statistics. So this uses the data from the past to make the predictions for the future. Here future is not considered. Here description, the data is used, past data is used in order to predict the future plans. So here in-house data as well as in-house data, what is there in the organization, that is used to predict the new things. So here data that was external data was also considered. Here only internal data was taken for prediction. Here internal plus external data is taken for predicting the new things. Then analytics 3.0. The technology after 2012 to till date is the analytics 3.0. And here analytics 3.0, it considers descriptive, predictive, and one more is prescriptive. So here it uses the data from the past to make or to predict future, and also at the same time it will make the recommendations. It will make recommendations to leverage the situation to one's advantage. So it will predict, it will make the plan and also it will suggest something. So what could be done well in advance to overcome the upcoming situation. Something like the questions like what will happen, when it will happen, why will it happen, then what action should be taken to take the advantage of what is going to happen. Such all things can be Such all things can be discussed in Analytics 3.0. So here data both internally as well as externally sourced here, and in-memory analytics, then in-database analytics, then agile analytics methods, then machine learning techniques. All these technologies come under Analytics 3.0. And in Analytics 2.0, database applications, then Hadoop clusters, then SQL, then Hadoop environments are utilized or taken into consideration. And in Analytics 1.0, only the relational databases are considered. Then let us go for why big data analytics is important. Here we have seen that big data analytics is important for everybody. It is important for all the business organizations in order to predict new things so that they can take better decisions in order to improvise their business systems, and they can also find out some insights. So what decisions could be taken in order to improvise their business skills. And we can say that big data analytics is important because it is reactive. We can say that these are the properties. So this reactive mainly deals with the business intelligence, improvising business intelligence, and it also deals with big data. So here you can keep on tracking what data sets are important and how it can be made reactive. Then big data is also proactive. Proactive means it will help us to take futuristic decisions. So like this, how the zettabyte or exabyte of data can be utilized, whether it is fully required, how to store. So many challenges. What are the challenges are there? So they will help us in order to, this big data analytics will help us to resolve the challenges that are associated with the big data, how to make use of cheap and best storage, and how to process the data in better and faster or quicker ways. So whether it could be open source, so many challenges are there, whether it should go for parallel processing or virtualization, so or we should go for cloud computing, then how resource allocation arrangement should be done. So various challenges can be attempted with respect to the big data analytics. So here for big data analytics, actually three kinds of expertises are required. That is, the business skills should be there. Then in order to make the business strategies, then they should have problem solving capacity. There should be good communication. Then there should be good presentations. So technology expertise is required. For a person to be a data scientist, he should have the skills of business, he should have skills of technology, he should have skills of mathematics expertise. So all these together will lead to a data scientist. So data scientist is not merely a scientist who is working with the data. Then we'll go for different kinds of terminologies used in the big data. So there are important terminologies like in-memory analytics, then in-database processing, then symmetric multiprocessor system, then massive parallel processing system. So what do you mean by in-memory analytics? So here in-memory analytics means it is a technique wherein you are making the data to be stored in the RAM part. So usually while processing, the data will be stored in the secondary memory, and whenever processing comes, the data from the secondary memory will be moved on to the primary memory and it is used for the processing. But however, primary memory space is very less as compared to the secondary memory. So at a time, the whole data cannot be transferred to the primary memory. So resources should be utilized in a proper way. That is also one of the condition for better utilization of resources. So in memory analytics, it helps us to access the data from non-volatile storage such as hard disk in a faster way. So one way to overcome this challenge is to process or to pre-process the stored data so that CPU can fetch a small subset of records, but this requires thinking in advance so that what data will be required for analysis should be predicted well in advance. So this problem, the slow access problem, is accessed in in-memory analytics. That is, all the relevant data is stored in the RAM part or primary storage, thus eliminating the need to access the data from the hard disk. So because of this RAM part, the advantage is faster access, then rapid deployment, then better insights can be utilized. So by using in-memory analytics technique, the processing will be speeded up by keeping the data into the RAM part. So in this RAM part, only the required data is stored. So how to decide which data is required? So that is the job of the data scientist. So well in advance, the thoughts has to be made and the required data has to be placed into the RAM part in order to speed the processing. Then there is one more technique that is called as in database terminology, in database processing. So what do you mean by in database processing? So this is a technique wherein ಎಷ್ಟಾಯ್ತು ಟೈಮ್ 10 minutes